Hello and welcome to Jan's Chats and Reacts. Today we're going to be reacting to a video that's been a long time coming. The reason I say that is because these two, well, they have, I can't really say they've been going at it. One person has been going at another creator for a long time and has had no response from that creator until today or yesterday. Can't remember which. Doesn't really matter. So let's get on with this. And there we go. We're actually going to be reacting to Gorlic Bread finally responding to somebody that has been, well, it started to be known. Some people knew it a lot sooner than I did, I have to say. They call him Slomama, and I can understand now why they do that. So let's get on with this, shall we?
What are you talking about, dog? What is this? Please, somebody explain to me what this is. I don't know what this is.
Then maybe log off the internet until you understand what it means to provide a summary of something. Because if you don't know or understand the context or objective of a video, maybe you shouldn't be streaming about it for over 3 hours.
I agree 100%. I agree. And it's something that I've been speaking out about quite regularly, about how lacking in any form of comprehension skills this person has. It's actually quite astounding to me. Absolutely astounding.
But then again, that is why no one takes your content seriously. I'm recapping a video. I'm creating a summary of content, and you seem to be the only person that's completely confused about this.
Yeah, so for those that don't already know, Yo Mama has finally shown his card and his love for Foodie Beauty. Now, there's been people that have been saying it for a long time, and he's been denying it 100%. No, I'm just being fair. I'm trying to be fair. No, he wasn't being fair. So, yeah, let's just see exactly what his tactics are. I want to play this because I think Gorlic explains it perfectly.
And instead, you want to insist that the video was some type of agreement with them, a promotion of them. But to be fair, and I'm going to be fair, including why I don't ever discuss your content and only did because Chantal used it in hers, we need to consider your own ignorance. You weren't watching Chantal during this time. You quite literally have no idea what you are speaking of.
Absolutely right, which again is something that has been pointed out not only by myself but by other people. People have got wise to him and he doesn't seem to realize it. He still thinks he's the greatest streamer. He's the best streamer.
The whole concept of purposely pausing content to try to mislead people is something. It's something people do, okay? It's a tactic. But it's something talentless people do. And they do it all the time.
I'm glad Gorlic brought this up because this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this standalone video on this Muppet, because he has done exactly that to me. I did a live stream where we were talking about something that had apparently happened to Foodie when she was younger. The point I was trying to make was that we can't take everything as read or as truth until we cover every angle. You need to speak to other people to find out whether that's true or not. Now, this moron then went onto his channel and passed it all around that I was condoning child exploitation. Let me say this for the 100th time. I do not condone child exploitation in any shape or form. But this man, Mr. Slomama, is determined that my name is going to be tarred with that accusation. So yeah, this is another reason why I'm doing this video. And may I also add that I've asked him more than once to please show where I've actually said that, without chopping out bits of the conversation I was having with my panel, without twisting the narrative. Just show me point blank where I've said that I condone that kind of behaviour. And guess what? He's ignored it, because there is no proof of that. Because if you listen to me, and I know I speak slowly, but if you listen to what I said that it was important that we found out what the truth was. That's it. That's all I said.
They stop someone in mid-sentence, so you don't have the full context of what was being said.
Exactly.
And then they ramble on. They have their own narrative. They have their own theatrics. And they do this so long that the viewer forgets what the original presenter was even saying. So I'm going to show you an example of this. And I want you to just note the exaggerated head movements, the laughing, the theatrics. That she had just, painted Natter to be bad. And then wanted her community to embrace him. Now, Dee Dee says this narrative was not very well thought out. And it was just done for views. Natter admitted that he forgave Chantal, and that was something he claims was a big mistake that he made. And if you were watching during this time frame, there is some reality to this.
He's believing every word from the NAD.
Right. So before we get, what Gorlic has to say about this particular clip totally emphasizes exactly what this type of person does. It's a false outrage. It's a false histrionic response. And his following go along with that.
I'm letting y'all watch this. I'm letting it play because I'm showing y'all what's going on. The sucky that's going on here. The sucky that's going on here. What he claims makes sense. Of course it does. Of course. He's not a bad guy. He's an amazing guy. Thumbs up. Right, Gorlic, tell us more.
So the reality is, I said none of those things. None of the things that you infer, I actually say. It's actually irresponsible for you to even project those things, which again is why you have no credibility.
Exactly. And that's the point that I've been trying to make. Unfortunately, I've landed in this part of the internet where there seems to be more sheep than actual shepherds. And these sheep are very easily swayed.
Because we're speaking to the same community, a community that's very receptive to the things that you're saying. So trust me, had I said those things in my video, one that has over 13,000 views, the community would not have responded with 1,086 likes to 26 dislikes.
Absolutely. 100%.
But this just proves you have no idea what you're talking about. Now, moving forward, we're going to talk about Sam's Bar Lounge and how it has no relevance to Chantal. She was not included in these videos. She was not filmed in these videos. Quite frankly, they have nothing to do with her. Mm-hmm. So this ultimately brings them to the point of Sam's Bar Lounge.
Oh.
And Natter says that if Chantal has footage of him doing anything to her, that she needs to produce it. If not...
Oh, my God.
Notice the fake shock, the fake surprise where he takes off his shades. Just notice it, guys. It's all manipulative. And there are many fools that fall for it. But I'm grateful. I'm so grateful that there are people out there who actually are intelligent people who have seen him for exactly who he is. So you carry on performing.
We all saw that video, and Gorlic is saying we need to see more because that wasn't enough.
So again, where in my video do I say we need to see more? That wasn't enough. Show me in my video where I say that. I don't say that. I actually don't even say anything close to that. What I say is, if Chantal has footage of that happening to her, then she needed to provide it for legal actions. Or quite frankly, she can't substantiate anything.
Yeah, Gorlic, you're doing it. You're doing it, baby. You're doing it. I like this for you, dog. You taking it to that level now, huh? Right. She needs to produce more evidence. Mm-hmm.
So essentially, I'm saying if you don't have proof something happened, you can't prove that it did.
Which is exactly what I said about the claims of her being exploited, for want of another word, by a much older man. That's exactly what I was saying. You need to have the proof. There are two people that were involved in that situation, and they both saying different things. So what's the truth? But someone like Slomama here is going to twist and turn it into something completely different and make out that I'm some kind of, I don't know, what exactly did he say about me? Maybe I might click that. Maybe I might clip that and put that in here. But anyway, this is about your Gorlic at the moment.
Now, in this next clip, he's going to go over Chantal and Natter, where she admitted she didn't tell him about her YouTube channel. And again, I can't imagine that I have to reiterate this, but I'm recapping something. For people who do not wish to watch something directly, I am providing a recap. Yet you are saying that me doing this is somehow proclaiming it as fact. She wasn't open about what she was doing, and in fact told Natter that, she didn't need to tell him where all this money was coming from. And for those, maybe
he's believing every word that comes out of this man's mouth.
Notice how quickly he stops. He knows exactly where to stop before the person that he's trying to paint as something completely different finishes what they've said, what they're about to say, or even gives context to what they're saying. He's very quick at tapping that space bar, aren't you, yeah, Mama? And the funny thing is that he accuses other people of doing it, when in reality, he's got quite expert at doing it.
In his next clip, he wants to act surprised, borderline offended, that I say Didi infers Chantal keeps bringing up Natter. Now, listen, if you watch Chantal's content and you don't see or hear her constantly bring up Natter, then honestly, you need to consider rewatching it. And that if Chantal didn't care about Natter still, why would she keep bringing him up? And I do agree to that point.
She keeps bringing him up.
Notice the histrionics again. Look at the performance.
She keeps bringing him up. I know that they only do live streams with only 7 people in there, but she keeps bringing him up. Yeah, this dude is really doing a number right now. Wow.
Now, the following is the absolute best part.
Go ahead.
Chantal has not moved on. She can put on her act, but she has not moved on.
Really?
And speaking of that act, if you go back and watch the Natter videos, she put on...
If you go back and watch the Nad videos, he's telling his audience to go and watch.
When you actually are aware of what he's trying to do, it's kind of pathetic. It looks pathetic when you're actually looking at him and seeing all this play acting and mock exasperation and mock shock. It's insane, but people fall for it, guys. People fall for it.
The theatrics, the dramatics. I said, if you go back and watch the Natter videos, I had just spoken about how happy Chantal pretended to be around Natter. That creates context for the word the. That would apply to the videos of Chantal. Had I said, go back and watch his videos, that would have been promoting Natter. But Yo Mama mentally cannot figure this out. So he makes dramatic projections instead. So without an understanding of the context or the topic, he creates a thesis that I am, quote, taking the word of Natter and that I am asking people to watch Natter's channel.
He's just taking the word of this man. That's what he's doing. Go ahead, talk to me. He wants his audience to go check out. You got the wrong idea about this guy. Go check his channel out.
In my opinion, I mean, he keeps saying, talk to me nicely. I think someone needs to talk to him or talk some sense into this man. We have a 40-year-old father here who has the intelligence, dare I say, of a 9-year-old boy. He thinks in literal terms. He cannot. Is he bright enough to know exactly what he's doing? I don't think he does. I don't think he is.
What?
On that act with him more than anyone else. There is infamously a video of them in a restaurant together, and Chantal is the fakest person you'll ever see, faker than she is even around Sala, just putting on this front. And this is why I don't cover you, because it's not fair. Man to man, it's not fair. At your age, you should understand the context and definitions of words. You should have a real firm grasp on possessive words. The video and his video refer to totally different things.
This is exactly what he needs. He needs to be schooled. But there are going to be people that will not see that, will not acknowledge that this man is being manipulative and spreading very unkind and unfounded rumors around this, this part of the internet. So, I mean, he can sit there and pull as many faces as he likes, but what he's doing could actually be seen as quite dangerous. And I think he keeps saying he wants to fight. I want to battle. I feel that these histrionics are hiding a much more worrying part of his personality, a sinister part of his personality. And we do get glimpses of it when he loses it, but YouTube actually noticed it and banned him for 7 days. And apparently that was for aggressive behaviour. So despite all the sort of, the dancing and the singing and the laughing and the sweating, I think the true picture is very, very different to the real person that Slomama is.
Imagine confusing someone saying take the car versus take his car. They can be totally different cars. Not only should you know this, there is a reason you don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's either the state you come online in, your mental capacity, or an elaborate show of trying to be ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not going to sit here and judge a grown man with a family for which of the three that is. But the fact that I do come on here and openly talk about Chantal and other creators maybe should help you understand what that says about you. To the point that we're going to need to stop here and take a quick lesson about a word. Because guess who doesn't understand it? So in this context, I'm using the word as a transition verb
Mm-hmm.
to speak about how Chantal carried herself. The definition of the word is as follows: to assume a fake or false personality to conceal one's true identity and character. Let's see how Yo Mama thinks this goes. And I think ultimately that starts to work.
Gorlic, man, don't ever say front. He's putting on this front. I'm so hip hop.
I gotta say, I do get it though. I do get it. Listen, there is something endearing about a person who can laugh at their own jokes and their inability to comprehend. And for the record, endearing does not mean that I'm saying you're inside a woodland deer.
Oh my God. One of the things that I like about Gorlic Bread is his intelligent wit. And that's something that Slomama will never have. He will never have that because his mind is still in the playground. He's still that irritating little boy that nobody wants to play with. And this is happening to him on YouTube, but he doesn't see it. It's actually quite funny. It's quite funny, but also quite concerning that somebody could have reached this stage in his life and be so lacking in self-awareness.
I could do this all day. Tell you guys what was talked about in this. And I think...
Why are you telling us what was talked about on one side? Like we care what their opinions are or what they got to say.
What he's doing is literally like watching a movie review and saying, why are you telling me what happened in the movie? It almost goes without saying that you have to put forth effort to present yourself as this uneducated. And I want to leave you with two clips. And I think, again, this speaks perhaps to the condition of the person choosing to come online. And I would think that if he truly had a respect for his audience and the conversations, the serious topics, SADV mental issues, that he would not come online in a condition unfit to stream.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I'll leave you to your own conclusion.
But then turn around on their channel and talk shit about you on your channel and react to you on your channel. That guy has a video of reacting to me on his channel, and he expected me to reply.
Did anyone get that? Did anyone get that? I tell you what, even Asker, my cat, is looking away in disappointment and bewilderment. I'm not playing it again, so if you didn't get it that time, sorry.
At the end of the day, you knew that man was with that. And then and you was like, yeah, me too. So you look stupid. You Gorlic bread, you are sucking me up really good. You ain't been sucked off this good in a long time.
Gross.
Suck them off, Gorlic. Take it all. I hope you gargle after this. I hope you swallow.
Let me just say, who speaks about people like that?
Exactly.
I'm honestly asking you, is it weird for someone to have such a detailed and graphic image in their head about two other creators, male?
I agree 100% with this. It's disgusting.
Female, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I would offer that, again, you do this for attention. You want a response. And in part, I gave that to you, but I've also explained to you why I don't give it to you. And at the end of this video, I want to prove my point. I know I've done it multiple times, but please bear with me. And no, I don't mean there's a bear with me, okay? I just mean, can you please wait? I'm not in danger of a bear attack. Anyone can be a no-talent hack. It takes 0 skills to be a hack, to mindlessly edit and leave the context or point out of a video to project something far different than the intended creator meant.
So, who is this Yo Mama? Or Slomama, as he's so aptly named. Who is he? Should we dig a little deeper? I think we should. Here we go.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Now, I don't normally talk about Yo Mama, but today I will make an exception. This is, to be blunt, a hypocrite watching a hypocrite.
I see what you did there. I saw what you did there. Well done.
And if you think this is going to save your channel, Chantal, it won't. I am so glad someone that I've made content about for years is still able to laugh at themselves. Because everyone in both Girl World and the Madden communities laugh at you. You could have been the drama alert of Madden, right? That's what you wanted. You thought it was some big power move to show I had this channel, but then you realized, hey, Girl World isn't some embarrassing thing to be a part of, and I'm kind of stuck as the guy sweating in his garage with no credibility. Let me transition over to another community, and then, wow, I'm getting more views. I'm getting more attention, and that's what I wanted all along. But here we are, 2 years later, and guess what? Your wife's walking through your streams. You're screaming at your kids while you're online. Your green screen is flapping in the breeze. And you're proclaiming you've got a $10,000 computer. It's so embarrassing that your hairline is left. You think I live at home. You think I don't have a job. You also think you have a dirt bike and a boat. But if we want to talk about the reality, we want to talk about views and opportunity, Yo Mama, you should be the one doing that. Because this is you, right? 2005 elite Madden gamer. You had every opportunity to be an elite channel. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of subscribers. You were spoon-fed, publicly being put on ESPN, the Madden bus, and you still couldn't make it? I would hate me too. I would wake up every day bitter too. You sat around, and it wasn't just me, mind you. You watched thousands of people come into the community after you, with none of the opportunities you had. None of the connections with EA, none of the connections with the Madden bus, no one else in the community that they were close with. And you watched how many people go on to be more successful, to make a living. You know, I am in video games because of my legacy in that community. You are in your garage talking about people's family in the Madden community during that time. Girl World was going to be the crossover you were destined for way more than me. This is how you approached real life. You talked trash to this guy the whole time you played. And when you got beat, you stared at the floor and had nothing to say.
I wish he would still stare at the floor and have nothing to say. I just have to interject there, Mr. Gorlic. I wish. he could still just stare at the floor and have nothing to say. But there's certain people that he surrounded himself with that have given, given him a voice, if you like, and a persona that he's happy to go along with. But yeah, okay.
If you had a real problem with me, you have my phone number, and you still pretend that we've met. We never.
I stopped that at the wrong bit. But that is very important because I have heard Slomama say on numerous occasions how he met Gorlic Bread. Now, here is Gorlic Bread saying the complete opposite. Okay, who are we gonna believe, guys?
Pretend that we've met. We never have, but you've never talked about someone you know that I have met. Steve Williams. Why don't you call Steve? Why don't you ask Steve about the Orlando airport? Yo mama, why don't you ask him why he had nothing to say to me when he wasn't on the internet? Why he looked down at the floor the same way you did, by the way, and said no sir to me when I asked if we had a problem. And you want to sit here and say that I'm just giving that her clout, I'm giving that her views and attention. He used your content, he showed your wife. What are you going to do about it?
He doesn't do anything about it because his wife has a tendency of walking past him while he's doing live streams. I mean, is there apartment that small that was the only place she could walk? Not once, but twice. I mean, it's hilarious.
The same thing you always do when it comes to real life. Nothing. You're the toughest guy in the room when everyone's online. That's why you lost your channel, right? Just short time ago, you were telling somebody what you were going to do that you were incapable of physically doing. But tell me I'm the one sucking up to Natter. You're the one that won't even file a claim against him for using your content. Interesting that you chose my video to make this big ordeal. His video has been up for weeks. But I get it. The reality is you very, very desperately want to paint this narrative. That reaction channels are obsessed with Chantal. You know, I myself, I've got about 2 hours worth of content the last 5 days. You've got over 6 hours in that same time.
Wow.
This shows the logic that you follow more than anything else. You can do 6 hours worth of content. But because you're talking about more than one person, that's okay. It means you've got a life. It means you're not obsessed. Meanwhile, someone else does that, and all of a sudden they're obsessed. They don't have a job. This is their life. How much you want to bet that more than a third of those streams is about FFG? Maybe that's why you and Chantal have forged this bond. Maybe that's why she watched you almost hand in hand. Because you both have this inflated concept of yourself.
Yep.
I mean, let's be honest with each other. The guy coming online and screaming he's the world's greatest streamer can't break 500 viewers. Has to punch up to larger channels for attention. Mr. Snowflake, Ciabatta Mitch, FFG. You constantly want a response from creators larger than you.
Exactly.
So that you can feel validated, feel important, and you try this shock value approach to get it. You once made up a lie about a gaming company offering to pay you to claim that they paid me, and that company actually had to expose you for lying about them. So yeah, the guy screaming in his garage that he's the greatest streamer, that it isn't even close. The reason I don't talk about you is because it's wrong. The jokes write themselves, but I'm not going to sit here and talk about someone every day that has comprehension issues, that needs his chat to be set to audible, that misspelled his merch to say it ain't even close. I don't think it's funny to make fun of people for those things.
Oh dear.
But what I will do is say for the last 7 years, you've been a legend in your own mind and are relevant to so many others. And yet here you are still today, sitting there with Chantal claiming to be a victim, making fun of Salah's accent while she makes fun of milk teas. There's no difference between Chantal making fun of milk tea and how she speaks and her mannerisms than people doing that to Salah.
You also have to remember that in one of my last videos, I think I did show it, where he actually does exactly the same thing, and I think it's when he's talking about how inappropriate it was for Allah to be dancing with other men. He then tried to mock or imitate the way they spoke. So yeah, okay. But people don't pay attention to that. No, it doesn't matter because Slomama did it. It's all right. He can get away with it.
At point, this is why I don't do reaction streams, because when you cover someone's stream, it doesn't mean that you're agreeing with them. It doesn't mean you're sympathizing. I understand that a lot of this stream was dedicated to me and my coverage of Natter, but let's be honest. You really can't take that stream and say that I was sympathizing to him. I understand that when there's a large community of women, that's what some people would like to perceive. I understand that you literally can't walk through a video when I say, hey, we can't change what happened between Natter and May and pause it and then pretend like that was the end of my statement.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reality is this. We don't know what happened.
Exactly.
It's the past. It's in the court's hands now. Natter and May know what happened, and apparently the truth is going to come out. And no matter how much someone wants to scream or sweat on camera, that's the reality. A lot of us watch this unfold in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Chantal can say now what she wants, her ever-changing story. But the reality is those of us that watched it saw it. She was going to give him an alibi.
Yeah.
She came online crying, blaming him for everything, painting him to be the worst person ever. And I'm not saying that he isn't, but I'm saying that's the track record she has with men. After that, she would chase after him the next day and project to everyone that she's just impulsive. She shouldn't have went online. She's going to do better. Delete the video.
Mm-hmm.
And then repeat the cycle.
Exactly.
And the reality is she did the very same things with Natter that she did with Salah.
Okay. Let's get this tool, as we call them over here. Let's get this tool off my screen. This is the most favourite part of my Jan's Chats and Reacts. Get off, moron. I hope you enjoyed this video. I may add a couple of other bits and pieces in there for your enjoyment. But what a great day to see other people finally having enough of this moron. Yeah. So, I will see you. Firstly, I want to say thank you so much, Gorlic Bread. You did a grand job. And there was no need to raise your voice. There was no need to call somebody out for a battle. There's just no need for that because that's exactly what this moron wants. The best way to deal with people like that is to keep as calm as you possibly can, but show who they really are. So I applaud you for that, Gorlic. In the meantime, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who came to watch this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And you take care of yourselves out there because it's a rotten old world. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.